Well, good Monday morning. It's the 16th of May. God, it's nice out. Grass is growing. It looks like the lawnmower's coming out of the shed today. We're going to have to get into that. And we got some fencing to do. We got to work on old Bertha there. Video's coming soon. I ran to town today, did my errands, got my parts and all that stuff for the day. I was going to have them delivered, but I had to run a couple other places too. So there is that. So today's video, we're going to dive back into that hoist installation, and we'll kind of go over some of the highlights and the struggles that I've had with it. If you didn't see the video from earlier today, I'll try to pop a link up. I swear to God, I'm going to do that one of these days. I'll pop a link up, and you can watch that one back and kind of catch them in series. So if you guys like what I'm doing, make sure you subscribe down there, throw me a thumbs up, ring the bell, get my notifications, and hold on for the dumpster fire, because here we go. Well, good Thursday evening. It's been a fucking day, I tell you what. So, I haven't made a hell of a lot of video. I didn't make any video today. I had to go, and I've been working on this fucking hoist. And it's just going to be easier for me to explain to you what I've done versus trying to fucking make 37 videos on trying to get this bastard working. So I got things hooked up. I did the modifications to the motor. There is like I gotta think of the technical term for it. There was a DC current that went to the centrifugal switch in the motor, and I had to do the delete on that. I probably should have made a video of it, but I fucking didn't. So that way that thing would run without, there's two mystery wires that come into that box, so that way that fucker would run with without all that circuit board bullshit. So we did get rid of everything, all of it. Circuit breaker, circuit board, magnetic contactor, main switch, reset button, all fucking three of those stupid bastards. The little buzzer switch and the display. Gone. So, a couple things we can go over here. The power button right there, that's off the other lift motor because it's rated for it. So then we used one of those little Windsor shot bottles because we needed a spacer so it wasn't interfering inside there. So we made that into a spacer. Works perfect. They had an electronic solenoid controlled release valve that was to lower the hoist. That actuated back here, so we took the that's gotta be snugged up a little bit yet. We took the arm and release off the release valve off that other motor as well. And then I had to weld a little bit of a extension on the end of it so it works upside down, because before it would contact here. So now it's pushed back. That's your release. And obviously we just wired in our cord to 220 outlet. Made it it's a single pole switch versus a dual pole switch, because that's what they set them up with. Replaced the hose, bled the system. Fuck, it takes forever to get the air out of these things. You can see these wires coming out there. Those are for the height sensors. We're not going to use that shit. And we replaced the air line. Now this air line is left long because I got to figure out where this is all going to get mounted over here somewhere. I might utilize that stand with some modifications. I have no idea yet. I haven't decided what I'm doing over here for installation yet. So this is the actuator to open the locks on the safety locks. It has that little red button. and there was a electronic solenoid here that would activate it. So we're just going to make a little lever that'll depress that for lock activation, deactivation, whatever you want to call it. So yeah, we had the hoses spliced where they had cut them. These fittings are unique. There's only one place around here that even has the fittings. When I replaced that line, you can see my little bit of a, it'll be good gravel for the driveway. When I blew that hose, but so far everything goes up and down nice. We got all the lines hooked up. Everything's operating. We've gotten rid of all the bullshit electronics, and people can say what they want. You could have fixed that, Rick. Yeah, I could have, but I ain't gonna. I borked it. I borked the hell out of it. Plus, this is a much simpler system to work on in the future if it needs to be. So, I'm calling it an evening. It's what, 8:30, somewhere in that area. I gotta go ice my fucking neck because it's been, it's on fire again. So tomorrow morning I'll come out here and we'll get this arranged, get it in position, drill holes. We're gonna have to clean the floor up again. Drill holes, get this thing bolted down, figure out we got the cover plates for the hoses on the floor, figure out where all that's gonna go, get that mounted off to the side, and then we gotta clean all this shit up and we gotta get some fencing done. So tomorrow's gonna be a busy day, guys. Just running, gunning. Spent half the day running around trying to find somebody to make me a hose and all other shit. So some of this stuff is just tedious, monotonous, fucking ride the struggle bus, Ricky Dicky, and all that other bullshit. So we made it work. I'll explain some other things on it when we get to that point, but well, now that it's working and I verified that I didn't spend $600 on a piece of scrap, we'll try to get into more of the installation stuff here, and I can still show you a lot of the process. So shut up, chicken. Welcome to the shit show. Here we go. You want to talk? No, you stay outside. You don't need to come inside. It's fucking nice out there. Don't pout at me. Fuck's sake. Enough shit to deal with in here. I don't need her in here. Look at this fucking shit. Oh my God. I had it cleaned up so nice before. Holy fuck, has it gone to hell in a hurry. Between fucking last minute running around, grabbing fucking machinery and parts and doing service on the truck and fucking fixing fence and live stream stuff and the fucking hoist popping up, and holy shit, I got a lot of work to do, and I got customer pay coming in tomorrow at noon, so we got a lot of cleaning to do. Ricky Dicky's got to hydrate today. I only had one beer yesterday too. And baby Miles is coming tonight, so there's that. It's just a general shit show around here. I gotta throw stuff out. Fuck it. I'm just gonna have to happen. So I'm back to working on this. Once I get this shit show done and organized and cleaned the fuck up, it'll look a lot better in here, and then we can work on that. But it's like noon on Friday. I got customer pay showing up at noon tomorrow. I got parts that came in today for other customer vehicles that are sitting here, so I gotta get my ass in gear and get going here. This hoist has been a fight, I'm not gonna lie. I've put in other hoists, but I've never done one of these, and I had a fuck of a time with trying to get this thing timed because of air being trapped in the system, you know, getting jostled around and whatnot. And their bleed procedure did not fucking work for me, but I did finally get it. So this side is bolted to the floor. We got our concrete anchors drilled in. Those ones down there, I even got some longer ones because I didn't like those ones, but these ones, I had to go get a different drill bit because the drill bit I had seemed like it was fucking making too big of a hole. It says it's 1/2 inch. That thing is fucking made in Germany. Is it Skill or I don't know what the fuck it is. So I went and got a DeWalt bit, and that bitch burns right through the concrete. This thing, all it was doing was making a lot of heat. Because it turned that motherfucker blue. Brand new out of the package. Fucking garbage. So, we're giving her the old kit with the... This is a hammer drill. It's not industrial by any means, but for a small application when you're doing 8 bolts, it's not that big of a deal. So, we'll give her a little drill here. See where we're at on battery. That battery's pretty much toast. Yeah, it doesn't take long. We'll put the big kahuna on there. We'll put the big kahuna on there. Go big or stay home. 12 amp hour, baby. Oh yeah, just get her done. So I take shot back. Then put the blow gun in there. Because the shot back won't suck out the bottom of that hole. You'll have some you'll lose some depth in the hole because it won't come out. So, where's the rest of my, there's that. In the back we have to shim it. The front we don't. So that drives down in there nice. We got 3 more to go. And then we take the 3/8 cordless impact, zip them down, and torque them to spec. I think it says 85 foot-pounds, something like that. So yeah, in the back here, you can see here's a little bit of a gap because of the way this floor slopes. The front is not, and it does pitch. It has about a 1/2 inch pitch from back to the front because of the slope of the floor. Not something I'm going to worry about where I'm going to try to shim that front up. That's the pitch of the floor pushing everything or sloping everything toward the floor drain. So I'm not worried about it. Yeah, 3 bolts. We'll tighten this thing down and I'll bring you back. Okay, well, 3 out of the 4 there in. I gotta wait for the hammer mechanism to cool down on that DeWalt. I don't have to push my limits. I'm sure she'd do it. And you guys are, you fucking DeWalt guys, you fucking don't work. It works just fine, but hammer drill get hot as hell if you run it too long. And I don't need to take the chances on it. So, this is from my fucking blowing the hose and making a mess, but we'll get it all the stains and most of the stains and stuff cleaned up, most of it. So right now I'm trying to figure out where I want to put this power unit and my hose routing and all that shit, so that way that thing's out of the way. Kind of looks like I was actually going to have them lengthen the hoses when I had them fixed, and I was like, nah, fuck it, I'm a cheap bastard. Well, it's a good thing I didn't, because we got plenty of hose to get far clear of it. I got the center plate put on, and we just got to drill a few holes and some concrete screws, and we'll attach that down, no problem. But I don't know what I'm going to use here for bracket installation. Probably going to mount it off the wall somewhere, but maybe over here more by the toolbox, because I have the plates and one 90-degree corner, so we could kind of come out and go that way for a bit if we want to, and then either that or we cut this console up and use that for part of it. I don't know. This thing's kind of a fella shit that's in there. There's not much there other than some sheet metal. If a guy needed some sheet metal for a project, but I'd rather have all those controls where I can see them and get to them and work on them and all that stuff, because it's just going to be easier for me. So yeah, we're gonna get that last anchor in. We'll get these floor plates put on, and then I'll explain I'm going to need to do some plumbing for my closest air supply is over there. So we're going to need to get something plumbed in over here. And I have another one of those reels, so that would probably be super nice to have here somewhere at some point. So that lumber might have to go sooner rather than later, but we gotta get the rest of the shop cleaned up first and get shit out of here, because I got stuff to do. So yeah, we're making progress, even if it doesn't look like it. So yeah, I'm gonna just fucking clean up while things are cooling down, because it's a hell of a mess in here. I gotta get things moved around and thrown out and everything else. So I'll do that, and I'll bring it back, and maybe we'll actually get something done. All right, so we are bolted down, both sides, secured, ready to go, cock lock, ready to rock. I put those cover plates on. We use these concrete screws. I'm gonna put, because I got 2 extras, I'm going to put, see how it flexes a little bit? Because I'm fat. Put one in each side in the middle. And then we did that. So I'd put some extensions out from the shelf that was there. We put this metal, I had that fucking coat rack thing that the wife was going to throw away, and then I didn't. So that was actually pre-cut, perfect length. Fucking mint. So we made ourselves an extension. Got a little shelf for this to sit on. It's sitting on rubber pads, so it's not going to vibrate and be all fucking loud and shit. Plus the wood will help with sound dampening. And hoses routed down the back, so they're kind of over there out of the way for the most part. I mean, pretty much everything's covered up. I got a little, I could have maybe I didn't want to go over that far, but it seems like it'll work just fine. I mean, nothing's taut by any means. There's plenty of slack in all the lines and everything like that, so we should be okay there. Let me make sure this one's not getting pinched. It's fine. Fuck it. So this is our manual release that we converted from electric solenoid, and then we have the electric solenoid for the airlock release on the safety mechanisms. That button is your manual override. The solenoid would be slid on there and then actuated with low voltage. So in true Rick Mark fashion, we screwed the actuator to the side. I went and found a hasp for a padlock, and that's how you released airlocks. It's way better than trying to hold that little button. It's got a little pressure behind it at 100 psi, and it wears on the finger pretty good trying to hold that bitch down. So I'm essentially done with this other than a test lift. So I got to get everything cleaned up in here. We're going to have to cut some blocking. I know there's going to be, they make some rubber pads, rubber blocks and shit. I got some white oak timbers and whatnot. We're going to cut some blocks, and we'll have to figure out where we're going to store those down here. The 5-gallon jugs, I got those out. They'll have to get stored away and all other stuff. But having blocking available and a nice selection of it's going to be important. So that's my next step, and then we'll get cleaned up and I'll get some blocks together and we'll do a test lift. All right, so I'm doubling down here on video short and video for you. So or video for the inside track, I should say. Some of the members, if I know you personally, you probably get a little sneak peek here. So oh well, old Blue's about to get it. First test drive here. Why does it want to lay it into one side more than the other? I'm not sure why that is. Are you? Me neither. I think I got air in the line somewhere. Oh, the block came out. That's why. No, that's not it either. What is the problem here? We are off the ground. We have the airlock release here. I'm not sure what our problem seems to be. Honestly. I don't know. It's just off by a couple inches. Must be. That was the antenna. Oh. I don't know about you boys, but I'm happy with that. We gotta do a little balancing with the cylinder. It just kind of threw me off a little bit because it just wanted to lift that one side another 2 inches. It's like the fucking 2-post at work. So, yeah, we got a hoist, boys. Look, boy, that's far more sturdy than a fucking 2-post. You get a Super Duty up on a 2-post and you can move that bitch around. So I'll show you what I got going here. And we're going to go down onto the safety locks. Perfect. So now we're sitting on the safety locks. Everything's engaged. And it's locked into those rails on the center there. And yeah, I'm pretty impressed. So what we did, let me grab a light here. Because of cross members, fuel tanks, and all of that, we went a little overboard on cribbing here, probably. You can see up in here, we got 4 5x6s ran across, and then we have 5x6s on top. I just wanted to have a little bit more stability, and we had to do some 2x4 shims for leveling. Not a huge deal. Oof. But yeah, this is shit. I mean, for brake service and front end work, and you know, maybe a feller puts a shock in once. They're down there on the shelf. Don't worry about it. Shit. I mean, even getting underneath there to change oil, you'd be able to change oil on a stool pretty easy. No thing but chicken wing. Like I said, it locks on the safety. It might need a little bit of bleeding, might need a little valve adjustment so it doesn't want to camber when it lifts. Because it's about that much difference. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but when the truck tilts, it's a little unnerving. I thought the one block was out of place, but it's not. So we got it. We're fucking, and I'll tell you what, there's a lot of fucking iron there, and I'll give you the goods and bads here. So it lifts it without any problem, which is perfect. And this is probably with the tools in it right now that are in the back. It probably weighs pretty near as close as same weight as the white whale. The white whale, I have plenty of room to lift it, and I can probably get a crew cab long box on here because the frame's longer and I can extend it out further in the front. So, I mean, there's very little bounce in that at all. I mean, very little. Get one of these fuckers on a 2-post one time and do that, and fucking thing will move all over the place. Usually that's why you gotta put a stabilizer jack underneath the rear bumper on a 2-post. So just an update on this lifting and lowering level issue. We were able to adjust the proportioning valves, and now it does lift and lower correctly. It was just a matter of regulating flow to each side and equaling them out, and this thing lifts within a quarter of an inch. And that would be, you could get that out of there just by fine-tuning the valve. So all that's taken care of. We got that figured out the next day. Everything is level, correct, safe. All the safeties are in place. This thing works factory as it should. This part of it. That part is only the electronic safety override all the redundant controls and the garbage that you have to pay thousands of dollars for that you didn't need is gone. And now you have a manual release control. You have a momentary switch, and you still have the backups there if you need them. We still have airlock release here. That's our little mechanism. It's just a old lock hasp that depresses that button, because that button's a little hard on your fingers at under 80 psi. And then there's your manual release valve, although this needs to be snugged up again, but that's your manual release. You still have the backup hydraulic manual pump if you need it. So everything there still works as it should, and it is still safe. All the safety mechanisms on the hoist itself are still there from the factory. It's just as safe as it was when it was brand new and it was installed with all the other garbage on it. So I'll give you the goods and the bads here, because I worked on these under and on hoist. I worked on plenty of fucking hoists too, and I've seen 3 hoist failures. I've witnessed and won and been part of 2 hoist failures. So first and foremost for me is cables. We don't have to worry about fucking cables. Secondly, I know the concrete in this floor, but you don't have to worry about the concrete as much. If you're unbalanced on a 2-post, you'll tear that bitch out of the floor. Trust me, I've seen it. So you know, all your weight is there. So the cables on a 2-post, the stability is far better than a 2-post. I can say that. 2-post is more convenient. You can swing the arms underneath it and lift it up. Way you go. Particularly on a truck, you're going to have to do the adapting and all that other junk. You're probably going to have to pull the antenna down, but that's only because we have clearance height. You could take the antenna off, And we got another 18 inches you can go up yet. Make it super nice to go underneath there on a stool and change oil and do all that junk. So this versus a 4-post. Well, a 4-post in my application, it doesn't fit in here. It'd take up the whole fucking shop. I mean, literally the whole shop. Your 4-post, even if I stretched it all the way back by the door, you'd have another post here, and this should be the front of your hoist, and you have no options for getting in and out of here and doing anything else. Same thing with a 2-post. I don't have any options for, you know, if I have that column there and one over here, and I want to work on something larger, trailer, skidder, something like that, I don't have that option. This, I can drive over the top of it. With the skidder, I can drive back over it. With the trailer, I can put the trailer on there and lift it up. I mean, I think it's the right solution for me. It is, like I said, it's a little bit more dinking around to throw these in there, and we'll just have those. I'll probably make a rack over here off to the side. I can come out over, we can clean all this shit up, come off the wall here, and have a rack for all our blocking. And I think it'll work out just fine. Once you go through and you get to where you know what blocks you need for a specific vehicle, it'll actually go pretty fast. Just throw them underneath there, go from each side to set it. It's no different than a 2-post, where you're going to have to get down on your knees. You're going to have to set the hoist. So I like it. I don't know. It seemed like the best of everything for me, so I'm super stoked about it. And I think it's going to be a game changer for us in being able to get things done around here. And like I said, the shorter wheelbase vehicles, it'll be, we utilize these ramps. They flip up to carry that extra weight, and you can use them under load. They are rated for load. So shorter wheelbases, side by side, lawnmower, working on Bob's Pug, tractor, the smaller tractors. We can do all of that shit. We can run it right up on there and lift it up in the air if we want. There you go. Probably get some chains on there, tire straps on there so we can strap it down. Person could hook in here and hook on the edge if he needed to, if you really wanted to get securing, you know, something there or whatever, to throw a tire strap around it just to keep it from moving front to back if it's close anyway. But otherwise, tire chocks work fine. So there you go. Hoist is installed. We're rocking. We got electric to run and airline to run yet. That'll be a different video. I'm going to use it the way it is until those materials show up. If you guys like what I'm doing, throw me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and ring the bell, get my notifications. Memberships are down there if you want one, and I do appreciate it because it certainly helps us out on the channel. It's the reason we're able to do this stuff. We'll see you guys again next time.